So, July 4th, American Freedom Day. Woo. We have another meta reanalysis to do. Now, we're like a week and a half removed from Toon Chaos coming out, and people have been like up in arms about Dragon Link FTK and all this other stuff. There, just something to take note of before I get into this reanalysis of dueling book statistics. And this is where there is a slight fault with the stats. Dragon Link as a deck type is not in YGO so I actually don't know where it places. Guard Dragon is, but that's not what Dragon Link actually is. It's something completely different. I've actually sent an email off to them asking, where's Dragon Link and all of this? But I'm yet to hear back from that. So, a grain of salt, because I'm not actually sure just how rampant the Dragon Link FTK actually is on Dueling Book. From what I've actually heard, it's not as far widespread as what people thought it would be. It's like every now and then you might, once a week you'll run into a Dragon Link FTK on Dueling Book ranked. It could also be the case of the deck is actually exceedingly fragile, and even though it is super consistent, one Star Leech Safer does the entire combo. Any hand trap beats it, and considering we're in a very hand trap heavy meta right now, it could be the case that the FTK just simply can't work properly or be as effective, as efficient with a high win rate as it would have been prior. So hey, bonus, maybe Dragon Link isn't as popular, or at least doesn't have the win rate to really spike up onto lists. However, there is another deck on here that we need to talk about. Mind Burn is back in the top 10. For reference, it wasn't even in the top 20 last week. It's a complete... The deck is back. The deck is back on the top 20 list. It wasn't there 2 weeks ago. It wasn't there last week. And now it's there. Let's start from the top, shall we? Altergeist last week had a 63% win rate, was the most played deck. It now has a 61% win rate. It is now dropped into second because for some reason people like playing Salamangreat. It has climbed up 1 percentage point, but it's also gotten the first place position as the most played deck. Now, this is also the first week now where we've actually had a case of only one deck having more than 4,000 times played. Altergeist was that second deck. It's dropped 1,000 times played now. So I think there's a mass abandonment of the deck. The realization that Multifaker wasn't the best card. It was just one of the better cards, and losing it did make it a consistency problem for the deck. But Meliseek's the best card in that deck. The ability to just attack deck target, move this card to the graveyard is half the reason it could move a lot of threats. Multifaker is just the reason that you get to play before you even get a turn because you have Imperm Multifaker, right? But the win rate itself climbed a couple points, but it's dropped back down. We'll see how this continues from this point on. Adamancipator has gone from a 66% win rate to 65%. Is significant, still in third. Dinosaurs climbed 1 percentage rate, is in fourth, hasn't moved. Sky Striker climbed 2 percentage points with its win rate, but has dropped to sixth. It's been overtaken by Pure Eldlick, that has also climbed 2 percentage points from 60 to 62, has climbed into fifth position. Eldlick Synchron hasn't actually changed. It's still got a 72% win rate. It's still sitting in 7th place. I need to correct that spelling error. We'll do that later. Subterra, 61% win rate, down to 58, and has dropped into 11th position. And I believe it is because we have a deck in the top 10 now that I pointed out earlier, that it is exceedingly difficult for Guru Control to get over this deck if it goes second, especially if you go like Mystic Mine, Field Barrier. If I don't have Cosmic Cyclone, I kind of lose. Or, Lightning Storm. Invoked Pure dropped 2 percentage points down to 47% win rates, dropped to 13th position, stop playing this dealer damn deck. Hero has climbed 1 percentage point, dropped to 12th position from 10th. Again, please stop playing this deck. Mermails has climbed back up into 10th position, but it's lost 5% in its win rate. Could be the case of people just not understanding how the combos actually work. But at the same time, Mermail's always had this kind of case of it's a full black combo. If you break the ending board, it kind of doesn't refire past that initial combo. It kind of uses everything up. Has that same thing kind of problem that Pendulum has. Except, Mermail's actually competitive. Orcust has gone from 12th position to 8th with a 55% win rate down to 52. So more people are picking it up, but more people are losing with it. So take that with a grain of salt. Zodiac, 50% win rate, In 13th, it's now gone to 53% win rate, but it's dropped to 18th. So maybe some of the more unsuccessful players are dropping the deck. Those that still think the Infinitrack Link 3 is the entire reason the deck still can work, still playing the deck, maybe climbing the win rate a little bit. Madolche dropped one position from 14th to 15th, but its win rate stayed steady. Invoke Mekk-Knight dropped from 64% to 60% and went from 15th to 20th. The way this is going, this deck is going to drop out of the top 20 in no time flat, which doesn't make sense because it's still got a 60% plus win rate. It's only dropped below that once in the last 10 weeks. Maybe people are just bored with the deck. Cyber Dragon from 51 to 52%, from 16th to 17th. Insignificant. Burning Abyss from 48 to 45%, but people are playing it. It's gone from 17th to 14th. Why? I don't understand it. Thunder Dragon, insignificant. It's dropped from 18th to 19th. Its win rate's the same. Necros is dropped off the radar. It's gone from 19th to 24th with a win rate of 38% now. It's Necros. Unfortunately, I think the deck is just way too outdated. And then we have Shadows here going from a 20th position to 16th as the most played with still a 41% win rate. You may have noticed we didn't have something in 9th position there. Mystic Mine Burn has popped up onto the list and is now in 9th position as most played deck with a 52% win rate. Get those goddamn Cosmic Cyclones back in your deck. And I've always said that is the case until Mystic Mine is banned. Honorable mention is in Eldlik Invoked, the predecessor to Eldlik Synchron. It's now got a 59% win rate instead of 61. It's still sitting in that 21st position. Here's your 11th through 20th. So the meta hasn't changed all that much, except for the case of maybe some people have given up on playing the more complex decks and have defaulted back to playing something like Mystic Mine Burn. Or it could also be the realization that Altergeist struggles to move Mystic Mine without a utility card to remove it, like a Cyclone or a Judgment on the activation. It is very difficult for Altergeist to operate under a Mystic Mine. It can slow them down, and you just burn them to bits. But Mystic Mine also has that case with several of these decks, especially if you can pop it out through Metaverse, Set Rotation, or Demise of the Land. So, Cyclones, Lightning Storms, Twins, Unending Nightmare. I don't care what you put in your deck in order to out Mystic Mine. Just make sure there's something in your deck to out Mystic Mine. Otherwise, you're going to be one of these poor sods that keeps losing to it. Simple as that. If you're playing on Dueling Book right now, things to look out for is still your top 5 decks for amount of times played. Salamangreat, Altergeist, Adamantipator, Dinosaur, and Eldlik. There's a variety of playstyles there. There's a tempo, control, combo, go second, and control. So you kind of still need to vary up your side decks at the moment, just based on the decks being played. The top 5 cover almost every type, deck type. Combo go first, combo go second, control in the Altergeist and being able to bounce things with things like Silquidus. Imper Multifaker is now legitimately a problem. You have Salamangreat's tempo art style, along with the fact that Access Code Talker, I Can English today, is such an amazing card. It's probably the only reason Salamangreat's still even viable. And then you also have Eldlik to back all that up. You have a variety of decks to deal with. When it comes to the decks that have the win rates, however, that you need to worry about, it's the same ones as per usual. Eldlik Synchron, Eldlik Pure, Dinosaur, Adamantipator, Altergeist, and Invoked Mekk-Knight. They're still your 6 decks right now, just based on pure win rate, that 60% threshold or higher that you have to worry about as decks that can actually compete and win 3 out of every 5 matches. So that's your meta reanalysis. Not much has changed, but can you guys please stop playing Mystic Mine Burn? I know Farfa made a joking video about it, but can we just please just imagine Mystic Mine being banned and play decks that actually have some skill behind it? That'd be great. That's your July 4th meta analysis. I will see you all next week.